Brexit has sparked concern in Sweden as the country's efforts to find a new ally in the bloc is an unresolvable question. The UK and Sweden had a strong relationship in the EU, regularly aligning on issues within the bloc. But this relationship has come to an end after the UK left the EU and secured a Brexit trade deal, leaving Sweden in a difficult position. Political scientist Michael Sundström told Express.co.uk that Sweden will struggle to forge a new relationship with another EU member state. He said, "That is an almost unresolvable situation, as there is no country which has been so solidly aligned with Sweden than the UK. We have lots of stuff in common with Germany for instance, but it takes a long time to build up that relationship and it's just not the same. We use the Anglo-Saxon created economic systems, we have been naturally aligned with the UK for a long time so we don't have an equivalent country to switch over to. Maybe a number of small countries can build coalitions, but it is clearly a big loss for Sweden." Mr. Sundström added that Sweden will miss an important ally. He continued, "Clearly Sweden is missing the UK more than most, because the UK and Sweden were very well aligned on a number of issues. Now Sweden no longer has that really powerful ally, so Sweden is missing out more than most on British support. They shared similar views on exports, trade and foreign policy for example. The UK and Sweden regularly teamed up on other issues. Despite this, Mr. Sundström doesn't think a Swexit would be possible for Sweden, as the country's economy is smaller than the UK's. He added, the UK was a more difficult partner to the EU than Sweden can be. There is no question of Sweden managing economically outside the EU, we have much more to lose. The UK is a big economy, a global power in many respects. But Sweden is a small export-dependent country, we simply have to align with EU countries. Denmark is also a country that voted closely with the UK, and Social Democratic MEP Christel Schaldemose told Doctor in January last year, as the UK officially left the EU, that Brexit is sad for the country. She said, "It will be sad. We are losing a very, very central ally in a large number of areas, whom we have been able to shelter behind a little. For example, with regard to making the EU more efficient and a little less federal than some of the other countries would like. That is something we'll really notice." Another MEP, Morten Løkkegaard of the centre-right Liberals, said the UK had been a political big brother to Denmark in the EU. Mr. Sundström also highlighted that Sweden has concerns about the Eurozone, as the country wants to hold onto its own currency as the UK and others in the EU have done.